Lazy Man Prepper, and this is video number 6 in a series of videos I'm doing on the Jessica X. So Chris Tanner designed this knife and he used 1075 steel. It's the best steel for this knife. Very flexible. There's a bunch of videos out there of people abusing it and bending this. I'm going to have a video coming up in this series where I'm going to bend this knife, but that's for another video. Today we are going to do the tip test. I got the Lazy Man stump. This thing weighs about 200 pounds, so I don't think I'm going to move the stump, but we're going to try. Strictly by sticking this blade in this stump and reefing on it. The grinds on this knife, the tip is quite thick. I mean, obviously the very tip is not, because it wouldn't do that if it wasn't sharp. This is very strong steel, and I don't know if I'm nervous about doing this or not. I don't want to piss Chris off and bend that tip. Let me get a before shot up close. Get it in my orange chair there, and you can see that the blade tip is straight. There's the spine, and the tip is straight. So I'm going to move my chair off to the side so that you can see me pulling on this knife as opposed to this, and you're not really getting the real depth of how far this thing will probably bend. So we're going to start by just stabbing it in, and we'll finish by pounding it in. Whoop. I don't think Chris is going to be happy with me. The tip is impregnated into the wood there. I'm not going to be able to get that out. Well, that sucks. I've seen a lot worse done to this knife, and it's held up. So now I have a custom designed tipless Jessica X. I'm not going to lie, I'm a little upset. I'm going to play this back in slow motion and see how far that thing bent before it broke. Haven't seen any videos of this knife being broke. Did I overextend it? I don't know. I haven't seen the replay. The blade, the spine is absolutely straight still. So there it is. I did not want to be the first one to break this knife. So if you like this video, and I didn't, click the like button. Post a comment below, let me know what you think. If you're not a subscriber, head back to the channel, check out some of my other videos. And if you like them, hit the subscribe button. And as always, thank you for watching. This is Lazy Man Prepper, out. So it's been a couple of days since the incident breaking the tip. This happened on Friday, and Chris Tanner was at Blade Show 2016, and I didn't want to ruin his weekend, so I sent him a message on Facebook, and we talked last night, and he watched the video that precedes this. I'm adding this after that conversation. He's going to do a video on this prior to my release. I'm going to let him use my footage and explain to people what happened, and he's going to post, and then I'm going to post this one. Basically, here's what happened. On every other video you've seen with this knife doing a tip test or a bend test, they have, oh, that's heavy. They have stuck the blade in the side of the wood, pulled, and either bent, rotated the log, bent the handle and straightened it up, or the wood broke free. And the grain of the wood runs like this, and when you stick in and pull this way, the grain of the wood breaks free. If you stick it in this end, the wood doesn't break free. A little tip for you there. So basically, we came up with a couple of things. I got a tape measure here, and let me put it right on 5. Basically, a 1/2 inch broke off. The width was a 1/2 inch, and I bent it way too far. It went in right here. I came to about here, re-gripped, which was silly, and went to about right here. I fully expected the wood to go boop and pop out and the blade be fine, and because it was end grain, this thing is, I can't count these rings, but I might later and post it right here, hopefully, and tell you how old this tree is and how hard it is. And the wood didn't give. So I'm going to send this blade back to Chris. He's going to shoot a video. He's going to let his professionals look at it. But the initial assumption is that the blade was fine. The heat treat is fine. I just pulled it too far. That's all there is to it. You can't go to here and expect a 1/2 inch of 1070 steel to, or any steel for that matter, to hold up. It's gonna break. He wanted the reviewers that he has in his private group to test this knife, abuse this knife, push this knife, and it wasn't my intention to break the knife, but I pushed it and it broke. Again, watch the video, go back to where it goes really slow, and it's about right there before it snaps. The blade is still straight as an arrow. Nothing wrong with the rest of it. It's all perfect. If I wasn't sending this back to Chris, I'd simply just grind that and still have a great knife. He has been kind enough to offer to send me another one to continue my reviews on it, and I will post a link down below to his video showing and explaining what he thinks happened, and that'll be it. Don't be afraid that your knife, if you've purchased one of these, has any flaws in it. Just don't bend it that far. Boom. How easy was that? Are all about getting back or surviving different situations. There's Cody's. And there's mine. Lazy Man Prepper, out. I don't want to be the one to tell Chris Tanner I broke his knife.